Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the difference between September and October. October, in terms of rhythm for reading, is a month of transformation. And so I've really sort of characterized it a little bit in this blog as a destination month. And I want to explain what I mean by that today. Now, first of all, cycling back, we know the sound of September baseline reading. We've heard the flat voices, we've heard the children guessing the words, and we've seen their disappointed faces because, of course, they know that their reading comprehension and their fluency have not yet developed. October is different. It's a really exciting time. It's the destination month for reading transformation, and it's when rhythm strengthens the executive functions that underpin fluency and comprehension, and the pupils begin to believe that they are destined for greater things. So September, it reveals the challenges of the new academic year. Among the pupils who return after the summer, there are those with poor focus and engagement, with gaps in their vocabulary and recall, as well as weaknesses in phonemic awareness. Some of these children struggle to settle into reading routines, while others mask their fragility in reading with bravado by substituting speed for security and by rushing through the words without connecting with meaning. They're falling further and further behind year after year, and this is a very traumatic experience. Leaders feel the extremes of September. There's the optimism of the new beginnings and the sharpened pencils of the pupils who are eager to learn, and this is weighed against the heaviness of the pupils who are already showing that they cannot yet hold meaning in mind. The baseline data confirms what the teachers already know. Comprehension is weak when children's reading is fast but not fluent, or slow and not secure. So October, as the destination month, has been named that by me because things can sound very different in October. Imagine a Year 5 pupil who in September raced through a paragraph with barely a breath, unable to answer the simplest question about what they just read. And 3 weeks later, their pace has slowed because expression has emerged. Pauses now fall into place, grammar shapes the intonation, and comprehension has unlocked their potential, not just to read, but to access the Key Stage 2 curriculum. A Year 3 pupil had stumbled so slowly in September that the story disintegrated syllable by painful syllable. By October, rhythm had steadied their pace and built momentum between those words. And for the first time, this child carried the thread of meaning across sentences and was able to relate to the text. And for me, the joy of doing this work comes from seeing the sheer relief in the eyes of these children. So these are some of the October destinations: pupils hearing themselves as readers, teachers hearing comprehension taking root, and leaders hearing transformation in real time. So what do these October destinations look like? Well, the destinations are not only about the test scores or the levels of attainment, they're also audible, visible changes in the classroom that absolutely prove that implausible levels of progress are possible. The children's eyes no longer flick upwards when they're distracted, but they remain anchored to the text. Their voices rise and fall with expression. They're no longer flat or faltering. The teachers are smiling because they're hearing the shift that they've been waiting for. Leaders who can report to governors with confidence that the interventions are already making a difference are also relieved. So October is the month when the intangible becomes tangible and when leaders harvest the first fruits of their strategic choices. Let's think again why October matters for leaders. This is the season of parent consultation evenings. Accountability is already hanging in the air. October is when leaders and SENDCOs are asked, what has changed since September? And for good reason, because if a child begins the year well, they're more likely to make expected progress going forward. As staff teams look for the evidence of their hard work and see that it's already bearing fruit, parents are also starting to ask, how the year ahead will unfold. And these conversations are so much easier if there are interventions in place that are working immediately. When the most vulnerable child in each class is cared for, all the children know that they are in a safe and caring learning environment. And when leaders can leverage interventions that deliver progress quickly, visibly, and credibly, with no silver bullets, but using proven methods, reading can feel different within weeks, not months and years. And of course, there's a cumulative effect on the whole classroom. October provides a perfect window to illustrate all of this. There are the early baseline tests which have been taken, but there's still time before half-term to demonstrate this amazing accelerated progress. So rhythm is the pathway to these October destinations. Rhythm changes reading because it works directly with the 3 core executive functions: inhibitory control, working memory, and cognitive flexibility. Rhythm sharpens inhibitory control, enabling attention to the onset of the smallest sounds of words, so pupils stop guessing. Rhythm steadies working memory. It allows accommodation and assimilation. And this is a way of generating capacity for meaning to land as the children read. The elasticity of rhythm supports cognitive flexibility, which in turn supports prosody and the flexible timing needed for expression in reading. So reading is always natural, and it is in this way able to engage the deeper structures of language within varied lengths and shapes of phrases. The result is that the pupils who were either reading for speed or struggling with decoding in September can find a balanced pace by October. Rhythm brings them into the comfort zone of fluency, where comprehension flows spontaneously. All you need is 10 minutes a week. Take 3 sessions before you will hear the difference, and at the end of the first term, you can measure the gains. Just as September brings concern and there's fear that the attainment gap is widening amid the pressure to secure outcomes, and there's uncertainty about which levers to pull, October offers the chance to replace that concern with absolute confidence. This is the time when you can lead the staff teams into a shared sense of possibility, and also show all of the children that their destiny is not fixed by data or any other starting point for that matter. Every October, I see reluctant readers transform. Their voices change, their confidence grows, and their belief in themselves as learners begins to bloom. October is not just another month in the calendar, it is a destination. It is a marker of what's possible when rhythm unlocks untapped processes that make fluency and comprehension real. So the question for leaders that I have for this month is not only what did you hear in September's baseline, it's also what destination will you set for October? Because pupils who believe that they are destined for greater things by half term are pupils who will carry that belief into the rest of the school year. So here's an invitation. Rhythm for reading strengthens executive functions and fluency in just 10 minutes a week. Change is audible within 3 sessions and measurable within a single term. If you would like October to be a destination month for your pupils, I invite you to join this year's 30-week Rhythm for Reading CPD. Registration closes very soon and places are limited because I want to give everybody on this course 100% of my attention. But if you would like to join us, I would be so thrilled, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.